I'm Dustin with Two Brothers Comics. We run a YouTube channel all about comic books here. So first and foremost, if you're a fan of comic books, we'd love for you to subscribe and check out some of our other content. Now let's get to the reason why someone sent you this video. Obviously, you're someone who has shipped some comic books. Maybe you deal in comic books one way or another, but there's obviously been some kind of an issue with your shipping practices. That's where I come in because I'm here to help you not make mistakes with your shipping and keep the books that you're sending out to people that they're buying with their hard-earned money safe during travel between you and them. Maybe this is something that you're unaware that your shipping practices could use a little bit of help with, or maybe, I don't know, some people, they just don't care. Hopefully that's not the case with you. Hopefully you just need someone to show you what is okay and what is not okay. So let's start off first with things that are not okay to ship comic books in. One of the things that I see all the time coming to me and other people is people shipping comic books in manila envelopes. Some people may think this is no big deal, and especially if you're someone who doesn't deal in comic books all the time, it may not seem like a big deal to you. But think about this. Someone sought after this book. They looked and searched for it and they found it, and you had it. And they spent their hard-earned money on it and asked that you send it to them. So the least you could do is make sure it arrives safely, because they bought it mainly based on the description and the pictures, and they would love for that book to show up to them in the same condition that it was advertised in. Manila envelopes are not going to take that. They are not going to be able to take the beating and the destruction that is the U.S. Postal Service. So manila envelopes are a big no-no. Next thing, saran wrap. Now this may sound crazy to some people, but I have received comic books wrapped in saran wrap and thrown into some sort of mailer and sent to me that way. That is absolutely unacceptable as well. That is not going to protect anything, nothing at all. Let's get on to a few things that people use all the time and thinking that they are doing the customer a service because they are protecting the comics. First thing we're going to talk about, sandwiching it between cardboard. This is the bare minimum that you can use to try and protect a comic book when you're shipping it. However, think about this. This cardboard is pretty flimsy. I mean, it bends pretty easily. Even with two of them, it's not hard to do at all. And with going into the different carts at the facilities, going through the sorting bins, into the trucks, being crammed into mailboxes, these are all things that this cardboard is probably not going to survive. Now, I would say probably you got a 50-50 shot. What are some other things that probably people think will work, but it actually doesn't? Let's talk about bubble mailers. Bubble mailers are terrible. This is something that it makes you look like you tried. It makes you look like you cared a little bit, but honestly, it's not going to do anything at all. Even if you write fragile all over it, I mean, think about how busy the USPS is, and even UPS and FedEx, all these different companies, they are all very, very busy. Do you think they're going to take the time to say, oh man, this says fragile, I better place this over here and be nice and gentle with it? No, not at all. It's going in the truck just like everything else is. It's getting bumped around, it's getting thrown around, tossed around, and again, crammed in mailboxes. These are absolutely horrible. These do nothing, absolutely no service to a comic book when it's being shipped. So bubble mailers, no. Manila envelopes, no. Cardboard just crushed between the books, no. Saran wrap, absolutely not. Pizza boxes, cereal boxes, anything like that, absolutely not. These are things that are not going to work. And if you send comic books like this, they are going to be damaged, and that is going to hurt your reviews and your ratings at some point. You're going to have issues with that. Let's talk about things that are going to give you the best chance possible of making sure that the comics that you are shipping out are going to arrive safely. Now, the very first thing I want to talk to you about, this is the most important part of this video, so please pay attention here. We want you to make sure that you know what a Gemini mailer is. Gemini mailers are a cardboard mailer. Now, yes, this is cardboard, and we did just talk about cardboard not being enough. However, this is specifically designed to protect comic books during transition from the UPS to the trucks to the mailbox or whatever. These are going to give you a great opportunity to keep the books safe. Now, you open it up inside, and you will see here there are some flaps. Now, when you order these, a lot of times they're going to come like this. And all you do is you bend it in, and then it's going to fold down like this, and now you have these awesome flaps here. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the comic book inside, and you're going to close these flaps, and you're gonna close these flaps and you're good to go. Is this gonna be enough? This, I would say, would be the absolute bare minimum that you should use when shipping a comic book. But there are some other materials that you can use that will help make sure the comic book arrives safely, because that is what we're trying to do here, guys. We're trying to make sure that the comic books people are spending their hard-earned money on, that they are looking across the web and found them from you, and they picked you to buy these books from. We're trying to make sure that they arrive safely. So what are some other things you can do? You can wrap them in bubble wrap. You can put bubble wrap, and then you can wrap them in between a couple of pieces of cardboard, and then you can put them in the Gemini mailer. Don't do this, okay? Don't take a piece of cardboard that isn't even the same width and length of the comic book and think that that's going to work for anything. This is going to hurt it more than anything, because it just gives it area to crease over, and it's really going to hurt the book. So do not do that. Make sure that the cardboard you're using is at least the same size or a tad bit bigger than the comic book itself before you put it in between the cardboard. And then you're going to want to throw tape here, 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 and here in order to secure it. You could also tape the comic book to the first piece and then tape the next piece over the top. Now, what kind of tape do we want to use? Because we don't want to use masking tape or Scotch tape, because that is a pain in the rear when you're opening it up and you have a good chance of just tearing some. We want to grab some blue painter's tape. It's not very expensive, it's very easy to use, and this is a fantastic thing when you get a book in the mail and you're having to untape everything because you want it taped down good. This is so much easier. You're not going to tear stuff. You're not going to have a chance of tearing the bag or catching the comic. This is going to be very, very simple and the best kind of tape to use. I talk a lot about comic books and packages being crammed in a mailbox. See, that's an issue as well, because even the Gemini mailers, these will fit in a mailbox. They come in different sizes, so depending on the size, it could just be a hair too big to fit inside of a mailbox. So what's going to happen on a rainy day? The mail guy is going to come in and he's going to shove it in there and he's going to crush it in there and he's going to shut the thing because it's just a little too big to fit. So what I like to do is make sure when I ship out a comic book, there's no way it's going to fit in a mailbox. That way they have to bring it up and sit it on the porch. Yeah, I know people steal stuff off porches all the time, but at least you don't have to worry about it being crushed into a mailbox, because it might have made it safely all the way to your house and then it gets crammed into a mailbox and destroyed, and that really sucks. So what I will do is I ship priority, because priority is not that expensive. You can get the shipping supplies for free from your post office. So what I like to do is I like to grab these priority shipping flat rate envelopes. Now these are about $8 to ship, which isn't a big deal because the buyer can pay the shipping, right? And these are perfect for putting the Gemini mailer in. Fits in there perfectly, and this is not going to fit in the mailbox now. Absolutely not going to fit in the mailbox. So this is going to make sure that it ends up on the porch safe and sound, hopefully out of the rain. But these are all things here that you definitely want to try to use. And guys, there is a link in the description below. There's a link in the description below for these Gemini mailers. So if you're curious on where to get them or you're not familiar with them, please use the link below and go get some of these Gemini mailers. If you're someone who is shipping comic books frequently or just every now and then, it's nice to have a few on the side. So again, you don't have to worry about these comic books getting destroyed in the mail, because this is a big issue amongst us collectors. I'm telling you, if you look at any YouTube channel here that deals in comic books, it is a definite thing across the board. Issues with shipping, especially from eBay sellers, Macari, things like that. It's constant, guys. We constantly open things up. On Instagram, we'll post pictures. I know I personally feel like I am a bad omen when it comes to eBay buyers, eBay sellers, because it doesn't, I don't think any eBay seller I get ever takes the time to make sure that the books that I get are safe and secure and shipped properly. It doesn't matter if it's an expensive book or a cheap book. We should ship these books as if they were worth $1,000 no matter what, because the person buying it sought it out. They found that you had it. They purchased it based on the description you gave. So if it doesn't arrive to them in the same condition as you described, then that is on you, the seller. Now, there are times where obviously, you know, post office just gets crazy, but 99% of the time, all of that can be avoided by using the shipping practices I'm talking about here. Now that we went through all this, I'm actually going to use the materials here and package up a comic book and show you exactly what I mean. about packaging with all of these materials to make sure that you have this thing bulletproofed as possible. So let's check it out. All right, so we've got our comic book here. And today we are going to be working with Biker Mice from Mars, issue number 1. This is like a dollar bin book, but just for the purposes here, I'm going to use it. Now, remember, we don't want to ship a comic book like this. We always want to use a bag and board. So we're definitely going to put this inside of a bag and board. Added protection there as well. And that's just a guarantee. You cannot ship a comic book and not be in a bag and board. It doesn't matter how you ship it. You can put it in anything you want to. You can send it in a metal box. If it's not in a bag and board, that is not okay. Not okay. We're going to go here to the camera. Now, like I said, I have my 2 pieces of cardboard here, and you will see that, like I said, we want to make sure that it is at least the same size or maybe a tad bit bigger than the comic book itself. So we have a little bit of room on top, bottom, and both sides. And we are going to take and we're going to put it in our bubble wrap, which it doesn't take a lot of bubble wrap, so you can get a big roll and it's going to last you a long time. Just like Ace Ventura, laces out, so we're going to go bubbles out. We don't want to have any issues there. All right, so bubbles out, 2 little pieces of tape here, and there you go. So we do have it bubble wrapped here now. And we're going to lay it on that first piece of cardboard. We're going to take a little bit of our painter's tape. And we're going to fold these edges over. That gives us a nice pull tab. That's going to get you some extra bounty points with your buyers, I promise you. We're going to go 1 to the side here, all the way around. Grab another piece. Go 1 to the other side here. Now we are good there. And let's just go ahead and throw our cardboard on top. We're going to pull off a couple of pieces of blue tape here just for making it a little quicker. We're going to fold that down there. Fold this edge over here. And we're going to go over top here. Making sure we're safe and secure there. And we're going to throw our last piece here at the top and fold it over with that bubble wrap. Now, you will see here, we are safe and secure, both sides, top and bottom, and we have pull tabs all the way around. These make it nice and easy for your buyers to get the tape off. Promise you, that's going to get you brownie points with them every single time. Now, again, we're going to take our Gemini mailer here that we already spoke about, where, like I said, you can find the link for these in the description below. Gemini comic mailers. Bam, there you go. I'm going to open up these flaps here. And we're going to take our comic book and it fits inside. Now you will notice it is serrated here on the bottom. So you have multiple different sizes where you can fold this and it's going to give you different size books you can ship. You can add a little more cardboard if you want, whatever you want to do just to make it extra safe. So we're going to throw this in here. Now, we're not done with the tape. Like I said, got to make sure these things aren't moving around because they're going who knows where. Who knows where. Now, here we go. We're going to throw one here on this side. Keep that one safe. And we're going to throw another one on the other side here. Now, what that's going to do is make sure that this cannot go anywhere, guys. It is in here. The book can't go anywhere. So we're good to go there. Now, all you do is you flip this flap, flip that flap over, and we're going to go once again with the blue tape. Let me make my pull tab there. All right, so we're going to go here and here. We're going to make sure it's a nice and tight fit because you don't want this thing moving around inside. So now we're nice and tight in here. Now, our Gemini mailer is set, book inside. We're going to fold this over here. Again, once you fold this over and you see it overlaps and you want to go small side down. Now, I like to try to kind of push these together a little bit. Make sure it's extra tight. Not enough to where you're going to crush the book, but I'm just going to throw one more here. Get my little pull tab here. and we are good to go here, guys. All right, so now we have this here. The book can't slide out that way. The book can't slide out that way. We have bubble wrap. We have extra cardboard inside, plenty of tape. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it inside my flat rate legal envelope. Now, the reason why I did not tape this any more than I did is I just wanted to tape it enough to where I'm keeping it tight and closed here. If you're going to ship with just this, then you definitely need to make sure you're using packing tape and secure this edge all the way around. I mean, go all the way around it, okay? But if you're gonna do like I do most of the time and use a flat rate legal envelope, priority shipping, gives you a little bit of extra insurance. It's very cheap to do, gets it there quicker. Because honestly, I'm gonna tell you, and I'll share the secret for you, everybody hates media mail. Everybody hates media mail. If I see someone selling and they ship using media mail, I immediately blackball that seller every single time, because that tells me that you as a seller do not care about the product that you're sending me. 9 times out of 10, when I get something media mail, that's when I'm getting it in manila envelopes or the bubble mailers, and it's just a bad look altogether, all the way around. Not only that, but nobody wants to wait a month after they pay for something to get it. So just do yourself and your buyers a favor. Try to use priority. It's not very expensive. Most people don't mind paying extra $8 on shipping in order to get it priority mail. And it just always seems to work out a little better than with media mail. So I'm going to take this. We're going to, like I said, it just fits perfectly right inside of these mailers here. Flat rate legal envelope there, and you can see we're in there. And of course, you're just going to pull this tab and throw this in here just like this, and we are good to go. So now we have this ready to go, be addressed and dropped off in the mail. Like I said, this is not going to fit in the mailbox. They're not even going to try. It's usually going to end up sitting on the front porch, safe and secure. And that's going to be the best thing for the buyer and you as the seller. I hope this has been something that has been able to help you and open your eyes a little bit to your shipping practices. Like I said, this was not done maliciously. This is something we wanted to offer as a service to our viewers, our subscribers, to other comic book collectors, in order to send to people who may have bad shipping practices because maybe you just did not know. So hopefully this is something that helped you out. If it did, please drop us a comment and let us know if this is something that you were unaware of. And if you found this to be helpful, we'd love to know. Like I said, if you're a comic book fan, subscribe to our channel and check out our content. We would love to have you. We hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the thumbs up if you did. And as always, guys, we say here on Two Brothers Comics, collect your way.